Hey y'all, and welcome to the video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Today I'm going to be giving you two looks in my review on the brand new Dominique Cosmetics Coral Blossom eyeshadow palette. I was so excited about this palette when I saw the photos of it when it was initially launching, and I'm like, oh my god, I need this. This is going to be a color story I am sure I'm going to want to use over and over again, and unfortunately I was very disappointed, so I'm not going to make this intro long because my review of this palette is going to be pretty long. I wound up not even completing my looks with like liner and lashes because there just wasn't a point. You guys know that if it's just not working, I'm not going to complete it because it's just going to look horrible. And there was a few times where I was just like, okay, let me do this, let me do that. I used 3 different eyeshadow primers. I was doing different techniques, wetting my brush, this and that. There's some spots where I couldn't show you what I was doing because for some reason the camera was out of focus, so I'll just cut that out in editing, but these were just not very good. So definitely keep on watching if you want to see this palette and how it performs. I'm going to be swatching a few things for you too after you see the looks, and if you guys don't want to watch the looks, you just believe me and want to move on to where I'm explaining, just kind of skip through the video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you are into these types of videos from me. Don't forget to subscribe, especially if you clicked on this video and you're already watching. It would mean so much. And let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so you saw the hot mess train that I was working with. It was not a very good time whatsoever. This was last night that I filmed this, and I had to leave for like an hour and then come back because I was just not in the mood for this palette anymore. I was so annoyed. But like, first off, it seemed a lot more diverse online and in the photos, but these two shades here, Mariposa and Coral Quartz, literally are the same. There's slightly a difference where you did not need both of these shades in the palette. Like, they both look basically identical on the eye. Like, there's really not much of a difference, especially if you're putting this on top of shadow and stuff. Like, there's just a slight difference. And then this shade here was very light and almost muddy, which they all were pretty muddy. This one I thought had a really good like pigment to it, but all of these shades, even the neutral shades of this palette, were very, you wait like 5 minutes and you can start seeing the shades just get really muddy. The pigment starts to dull and it's like, where did it go? I don't even know. The shades are extremely powdery. Like, you barely run your brush in there and it's just falling like a waterfall, and it's not good when you're trying to, well, it's good. Powdery shades are good because it's easy to blend, but when you have shades that are this powdery, it makes everything get away from you. It starts to spread where you don't want them. Shadow's gonna fall even if you tap your brush, and it's a big mess, and I was experiencing that. So I even went in with a very, very small brush so I could just define and do what I want and do it that way. And I was like, okay, cool. It worked out so much better placing the shadow with a very small brush, but even then, with a neutral shade, it was very, very muddy and very patchy. It went on, it looked normal, and then all of a sudden, it got patchy. And like I said, I did 3 different ones, 3 different primers, and I was doing all kinds of different techniques because I'm like, I want it to work. Like, what's going on? Why is this palette not working for me? The shimmers are not good, like, at all. Even wetting the brush, I'm just like, that's it. So we have the Coral Quartz and this one here that I just swatched, and then we have this purple shade, which even like digging into the pan, like, yeah, that looks okay, but it's just like, I don't know if you can even tell just how lacking this shade is. It's just lacking. It's just not very shimmery. You could almost just use it as a shadow, but it's not good. So I was just very disappointed. The only 2 shades which I used in my last look that I actually liked was Willow and Growth. These 2 shades here, which normally dark shades, doesn't matter what palette, usually they kind of become patchy and they're not very good. But I actually had a really good experience with those. This one's okay, but it's just so light you can't even really see it. It's like a very light neutral shade, but it also has like a corally peachy look to it. But I mean, it's so light, like, you know, there's really nothing you can say about it. But these 2 were the only good shades in the palette. You would think that like this shade was good or this shade was good or even these, but they were just so lacking. This palette was horrible. It was like $40 something. I would not pay for this palette for $40 something. It's just like, who approved this? I'm sorry. I really wanted to like this. I was so excited. I posted on my Instagram. I'm so excited to review this. Dominique Cosmetics even looked at my story, and now I feel bad that I'm giving them a bad review, but I can't help it. The palette is just not good at all. And I'm sitting here like filming several different intros and outros for all my eyeshadow looks that I've been doing, and there's been some shocking ones, okay, that I've reviewed, and I'm just like, whoa. You'll just have to see. But yeah, not a good palette. Very disappointed. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than I just couldn't stand it. But anyways, I tried my best to make it work. I did. I tried. And I only expected to do 2 looks out of this entire palette, but I kept having to wipe it off because I was so frustrated because nothing was working. So anyways, thank you guys so much for being here and watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Can you guys tell on camera what I'm talking about? Usually you always can, but this had nothing to do with like not a fan of the color story. It just, the palette was not good. Like, who approved this? But anyways, thank you for watching. Thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!